Hi, I'm Wade the Wallaby. Now obviously, um, if you would have basically, have anything that's terrible or anything, but that's just fine. Okay. Um, I am bored, and I didn't know what I wanted to know. Now, obviously, I need to change some things. I have said it a lot, and I've been thinking about doing this, but I'm not too sure it will work properly. It might be ridiculous, but it might work. It might be kind of, you know, unheard of a strategy that I'm making. Now, obviously, I want the best content for you guys. And obviously, you're probably waiting for best content you want. And I have it for you. If this fails, I'm going to be sad. But at least I will have OBS separate. What I'm going to do in the future, well, the close future, not the, well, maybe near future, I'm going to have a strategy where I can stream. Now, obviously, OBS can allow you to actually use the webcam and possibly using playing Minecraft. If he can play Minecraft like Venom, then I can without lag. I don't know why it's lagging like that. Maybe the chunks are bothering it, but that's a problem. But obviously, we can play some other games. Like the other games that I did make, such as Day of Defeat. And I'm going to use OBS and then record or stream on this, stream on YouTube, and then samely at the same time play, or I should say record. Remember, my audio does work on the in the game in OBS when it's saved, but it doesn't have any audio. No, it doesn't have my voice in the audio in YouTube. That's the most strangest thing ever. That's just weird. I don't understand why it does that. I mean, that's impossible. It's saved into that unless if it's a separate file. That makes no sense because it's in the same file. So that's the problem. It could be because I'm using Windows 07. That may be why. But that might be giving me opportunity. It might sound ridiculous. So the only way to watch me with audio is I have to do separate. I will have a live stream, but then you will see my face. However, you can't see my screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record. Then once I'm done with the stream, as long as, I will try to tweak it or you can tweak it or something, the audio and video will probably be separate. Because as soon as I hit that, it's going to be kind of confusing. This is going to be ridiculous. I'm going to have to figure a way to let you what you see to so you can adjust the audio and video. Or I could just do a simple way. Ask people what they do. Now obviously this would be incredibly hard. But this is the only thing that I know. And remember, I'm autistic and I really don't know much about things. I do things that other people I do it the lazy way. I don't look and search out things because I don't like to read stuff. So I just do what I need to do in a strange YouTuber way. I have experience, most of it. Most of it is just loneliness. And a sliver of something. Now, if I do something that I'm a nice person, and maybe that's why I have to be mean, but not just too mean, or else YouTube is going to ban me for no reason because that's what happened last time. And wasting all my movies that I bought real money. Now, obviously, I've been thinking about this strategy for a while. And I have it streamed on Periscope in a really long time. not year, maybe, yeah, I think a year. Yeah, I think half a year I never streamed on that. It was actually my first ever stream thing, maybe. I'm not sure. But all I can remember is things are not getting as better than they were. There are some splotches in the community that are good, but they're not good enough. And I think it's time. I think there's no way of getting too much publicity unless if I deliberately have to do something mean, something to make somebody angry. For instance, I'm going to have to go to Minecraft, upload a video in OBS killing griefers or something like that. But I don't know what server to choose on. The only server that was kind of annoying, I thought would be good, but I realized this was kind of a bit territory-ish. It was a furry server on Minecraft. And obviously it was a banner that was, I was curious enough to look, and it's like TBT, whatever it's called, TP2 player thing, but it's like you have your own property. And the only weird thing is I stopped playing it, not because, I was not to look like I was gay, but because it wasn't fitting. I like to have open area things that you'd have not much restrictions. I probably would not play that anymore, that server. Obviously, you probably think that's a good choice, but I just wish it was just a bit better. Yeah, a furry server. They're actually common, but in my lifetime, I only been to 2 furry servers. One of them was on Garry's Mod. I only went there for like a little bit. It was actually zombie survival one, which is really fun game mode on Garry's Mod, and the other is from. But there weren't any. There was just. It wasn't like there would be like furries or anything. It was just like a regular survival game. It's like instead of exploring TNT's server, it's like there's no mini games. Maybe the people there would have mini games, but they're not like with command blocks and stuff because. And I remember the admin just giving me villagers so we can trade because I guess they were all killed off by zombies, and I am a villager. I am from the villager labs, and I'm not letting any villager die on my watch unless if it's sacrificed. But no, we don't do that because there's no rituals or anything. But still, obviously, it's been slow. I haven't had any much more subscribers yet, and the rest of them possibly were the ones that were left behind from my other 126 subscribers. I still need 100. That get me happy. But because there's not enough people, I guess whatever I did in the past raised up a lot of viewers. Maybe because of my commentary, there's no action in or anything. The post videos I post that my mom say that it would be popular are not popular. Sure, they would be like maybe 24, but they're not like 1K. In my lifetime, I never had a video had 1K. I heard of 100, which is common, but not 1K views. Not even my other channel. And remember, I've been there from 2015. So yeah. But even that, go back in 2012 through 2011, I wanted plans to make a YouTube channel. I just didn't know how to. Surely I was really young. I didn't know about emails. I was autistic. I was really young. Really young. And I even posted some videos that were supposed to be posted since they were even made. Surely there would have been some music in there, but hopefully that YouTube didn't catch it, so that's good. Obviously, that was a long time ago. Even the most oldest ones from 2005 or 2004, Cheese Balloon. That is pretty much, but that isn't the oldest. If I go any older, they will just get kind of a bit restricted. I probably will get a strike of this because I'm not allowed to post anything nudity or anything. So the rest of them are possibly different. But as long as I have clothes on, that should be okay in the video. But surely I would have to have my permission from my mom or something like that. But some of them, like Cheese Balloon, is funny. So that's why it is public. And that's why. A lot of them can't be audio, or I should say digital. A lot of them are possibly from the 21st century, such as using tapes. The only way to do that in the digital is would be very hard. It probably won't be original. It would be very expensive. Obviously, what is my first picture or first recording of me? That's a good question. It's probably somewhere around here where my first ever, picture of me. But I probably will look very different. Surely I've showed you many times of my old young age. And obviously, I'm not. If it's going to take the same years to make me at least 100 subscribers, maybe what I did behind. The only thing that I got me the most subscribers is because there was a feature that was there. Me to allow me to stream with my face and with this monitor. However, I had to set it over here. This used to be my stream spot. Now it's not anymore because they removed it until I have to have 1K subscribers. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to have more subscribers. But it's not happening. But ever since in the past, wait a minute. The only popular video that I got was Wallaby Wade. Or I should say, is Wade the Wallaby or something like that. I don't know, but it was 105 views. I think it was 200 views. I don't know. It was the most popular ever since I checked it, Now remember, I didn't have any warnings and strikes on the other channel. I have a warning on this channel. And I really need to get rid of that because that's unessential. I can't live like this anymore. It disturbs me every time. I appealed it. They just ignored it. They just ignored it. So I'm just depressed all the time. And it's not like I'm going to give up. I'm not going to give up. The only time I'll give up is if my channel is deleted. Then I'll completely give up. There'll be no more me anymore. I don't know what I'll do myself, but I probably won't be alive anytime soon. Because unless there has to be some way. If I can't figure out a way, then what's the point? Surely I can just socialize, on Twitter, but that won't be enough. And it just gets to the point when there is just too much. But just don't worry. I still all love you, even though that I do fix things. I fixed that thing which you asked. I will respond to comments, and that's what I do. I respond to them all. As long as I can, I will respond to them, and I do. If you see a like or a love from me, that means I can hear you, and that means I read it. That means I looked at your comment, and I will follow you for your needs to make as comfortable as you want. As comfortable I want, than you want. To making the viewer's experience as possible priority. My priority is to share my thoughts sometimes and to show off my interesting Minecraft builds and show that autism is it won't affect me. And you say that autism is a virus. It's not. The coronavirus, it is. But this is not a virus. It's a mental thing. And I'm not sure if I already have it or not. If this, surely, when this virus is going around, I should have at least got more viewers since more people are on your internet. There are less people in jobs. It makes no sense. But obviously, by using my technique as called publicly, the reason why I got a lot of subscribers is because me shouting out in school above the West. That allowed me to get more subscribers than normal. They would share, I tell them, hey, this and that. They look there, they subscribe to me, even in PE. That's the main goal. I got a ton of people. But when I got the news back, I told them about this new account. That's how I got all those subscribers. They're not bots. Those are real subscribers, including you. And that's why I don't have support. I don't need your support. You're just for the experience and learning and education. Not you, Baldy. Now, obviously, look at me. Awesome chair. A good microphone. What do you want me to expect? A really good camera. I hooked this up because I wanted to sound more important as well. I wanted to sound as much as possible. As much as you can't even know. I can't hear myself. But obviously, once it's published, there's nothing you could do right now. But there is a problem. There's no problem. Sorry, that was a little bit of a. There's no problem. I do the things that I want to do. And I have ideas. And these ideas will be used in the future. I'm just trying to hype you guys up. And it will happen. I'm not joking. I don't joke unless if it's actually joke. I mostly never lied. I always have truth. Sometimes. I'm just being sometimes because I'm not sure because obviously this and that. But you get the point. We all get the point. Or at least that manner. Now, obviously, it's be quiet. Lonely sometimes. And the only things that I missed was those days on Steam. I remember those days on Steam. You played on Gary's Mod, on the Xeno gaming server. People was on there. But the most experienced thing was Jumpstart. Jumpstart is a social game. Obviously, you were limited about chatting because they were just... I don't like those things, but I guess because you could curse on there, but you had these little things that you touched, and then it would actually... if you never heard about Jumpstart, you have to be a little bit little, but because Jumpstart, I've been playing it for so long, it updated so recently. I haven't played it since, golly, maybe 2010, maybe. I'm not sure, but it was a long time ago. And there was also another thing was called Math Space Station or something like that, and it was associated that. But Jumpstart is huge. It's a open-based game. It has one server, and it's massive. I mean, there's tons of people on there. People everywhere, or should I say, quote, quote, kids all over the place. And then I had the legendary stuff. Even though there were new things coming out, I had legendary. And I remember those days it was brilliant. And meeting new people at the spot. There was this disco plays and everybody was there. And it just was a great experience. But the reason why I stopped playing, not because I got bored of it, is because of it changed. When the structures and a lot of things were added, it made me uncomfortable. And eventually I just stopped playing it. But I think that was my first ever social game. Of course, many years later, in 2013, I got Steam. Late 2013. If you want to know what the but the Steam username is Skypix. Don't get confused. Wade the Wallaby and Skypix. I know you people have searched my name and it doesn't work. You have to put Skypix in there. I know that is kind of weird. I do have a group called the Wallaby Mob, I should say, and it's pretty big, 30. It's actually more than I would even intend to. I thought it would be like myself, but obviously the only times I would add a person, I do add a person, but if they start spamming things immediately, then he's not real. Or I should say, not really interested of me, or I should say, probably a scammer or something like that, or a loser that really wants the money and just doesn't have a job. I call them losers. Well, my mom calls them losers that don't have a job and they just, But obviously, it was very interesting. But the only thing you experience of what about Xeno Gaming? Xeno Gaming. That was a really good server. It lasted for a long time until 2015 or 2014. I think it was 2015. It was a best server. The rules were perfect. I was even close to being admin, actually. I was actually dictated to the server. I've been playing for years. For about, I think, 3 or 2 years, I've been playing on that server. And it was very popular. Xenogen Gaming was a server that was on Gary's Mod. And there were some rules, but it was safe. It was fun. Interesting. And the reason why it stopped is because I got banned forever. Reason, I spawned multiple things as I was dead, and that was game over. It's a bit complicated. Once I was in the server, or I should say, you could still spawn stuff when you're dead. But because it was whack, if you don't know about whack or Gary's Mod, then, hitch a ride. Whack, of course, if you know about these airplanes and helicopters, you probably know what I'm talking about. YC aircraft. I spawned them in. Obviously, there was a timer that allowed to not spawn big objects. But I thought that was disabled. I thought the rules were different. I was just being silly. Then I was banned. No warning, no nothing. I tried contacting the owner. He was just afraid of me. He didn't block me or anything. He just was scared, It was the most weirdest experience ever. But that was the end of my life. Until my dad, almost tore up my computer and almost threw it out the window or something like that. I was dread tears when he does that. He threatens me to take the hard drive out, and I didn't know much. I was young. I didn't know that Gary's Mod saved. And Gary's Mod was my only game because I always wanted it. But that changed. That changed. Once it hit 2016, somewhere around there, I was going to play Kerbal, but then I didn't want to, and I was going to escape. All of a sudden, a blue screen, and then the computer crashed, wiped out the hard drive completely. For days, I waited until my computer was fixed. My dad installed a new video card. Minecraft Mesa Bottom Village was gone. And the only videos that had, proof, even on my Pocket Edition iPad, which I accidentally deleted recently before that happened, was just gone. And as soon as my channel was deleted, all those memories were just destroyed. Minecraft Wade was gone. All of that good stuff was all gone. And here I am, sad, depressed, anger, frustrated, confused, sad. And to this day, I will never forget. But obviously, that was a very sad time. A time that things happen so rapidly. But what got me started getting Gary's Mod? A friend told me about this Gary's Mod. Actually, I watched these things. I explained to him, what is this game? What is this with the gun thing and the thing? And he's like, Gary's Mod? And I'm like, is it really called that? You know? And then, of course, he gave me a link or something like that. I can't remember. It's like 2013. That was a long time ago. Me and my mom, was on the computer, and we got to Steam. It took us a while, and I finally have Team Fortress 2. I always thought it was already in the game. I didn't know much about Half Life. I did know a tiny bit, but I didn't know much about it. I didn't know. And how could I even know how much I know now? It's just exploded. And once happened, I went and joined it, got into a game, or not server, I should say single player. If you play Gears Mod, you probably know. Got into it, and that was fun. Even though there was less stuff, but then something was missing. The TF2 characters, Team Fortress 2 characters weren't there. I looked and looked and looked, but they weren't there. But of course, these props that were obtainable in the search menu above. That was later on. Now, of course, I went to these servers. Some of them banned me. I stayed there for a while, and then of course I was stupid. I didn't like that server anyway. It was kind of bonkers, and he's like, but then of course there was these servers called. I forgot what it was called, but I think it was. You probably wouldn't know if you played it. It was called the Party House. And no, wait, yeah, something like that. Gmail Party House or something like that. And it was a very active server. There were a lot of rules, but they were fine. And obviously, I love to make these battleships out of like a tugboat, and the admins were fine about that. As long as you had something like a levitation platform, you were not breaking the rules. As long as you were not like prop pushing upward or something like that. And I followed those rules, and I created some cool ideas of a ship. But eventually, I got rid of it because I just got bored of it. But it was really fun for me to build something like that. And but this time